So air fiber 24, less than 10 kilometers, air fiber 24 HD, over 10, maximum 12, 13 or 15 kilometers, but very advanced. You can see, they say over 20 kilometers, but I never use air fiber 24 for over 20. 20 kilometers is too much for this frequency. 24 gigahertz is very high. But it can, they say also 2 gigabit per second, but this is capacity, this is not real throughput. You have to calculate normally 30% less, and to be in a safe side, I always calculate 50%. So when they say 2 gigabit per second, you can guarantee 1 gigabit per second, which is still very high bandwidth. 10 kilometers, 1 gigabit, it's too much. Air fiber 5 designed for longer distances, for longer ranges. It goes up to 100 kilometers. And it gives you something like 500, 600, 700 megabit per second. Depends on your distance, depends on your configuration, depends on your environment saturation. Because you know that in wireless technology, the biggest problem is environment. Environment is not clean in most of the places. For example, Kathmandu itself is very dirty environment in terms of radio frequency because everyone has point-to-point or point-to-multipoint network. So running a successful wireless network in such a dirty environment is not easy. So when they say 100 kilometers, in noisy environment, you may not achieve 100. And this one is the advanced one, but this one has licensed frequencies. You know that 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and 24 gigahertz, and 60 gigahertz are free to use. We call them unlicensed frequencies. You can use them everywhere without any license. But 3 gigahertz, 4 gigahertz, 7 gigahertz, or 11 gigahertz are not free. They are what we call them licensed frequencies. Then, from your regulatory in country, you need to get the license. If you already have the license for that frequency, you can purchase these products. And you know that the good thing of licensed products means you are the only one in that frequency. Your channel is empty. No one is using that channel because you have paid for that channel, and that's only for you. That's why we have two types, unlicensed, licensed. Unlicensed for everywhere for public use, and licensed for a specific use. Another type of, technology line of Ubiquiti is AirMax, which is designed for point-to-multipoint networks. You still can use it in a point-to-point link, but basically designed for point-to-multipoint. So in a scenario where you have one access point and you may have many clients. Also, Ubiquiti firmware can have prioritization. This is what we call it packet prioritization. You can prioritize VoIP traffic than the others. Because VoIP is sensitive data, you may need to prioritize that. So, AirMax designed for point-to-multipoint scenario means you still with the point-to-point link with an air fiber, you can bring your bandwidth or you transfer your bandwidth here, and with one access point in a point-to-multipoint scenario, you can distribute to many places. AirMax products, if you want to analyze AirMax products, basically better to talk about two different products. Access points, these are all access points, and these are CPEs. For access point, the most advanced access point of AirMax is Rocket Prism AC. What is Prism? Prism is technology of Ubiquiti for the noise filtering. It's a kind of noise filtration scenario or protocol. This is the most advanced one. As you can see, there is exactly the same product without Prism. So Rocket Prism AC, Rocket AC. The difference is Prism. If you are in clean environment, if your frequency channels are not saturated, you still can use this one, which is cheaper than that. This one is like 30–40% cheaper than this. If you are in noisy environment, then you definitely need the Prism version. So these two radios are basically the same, but this one has a specific hardware chip for noise filtering. And these are the dishes. If you want to use AirMax products in point-to-point link, then you need to use dishes. This is for AC product, this is for all legacy product. And if you want to use these products for the access point of point-to-multipoint network, then you need to use sector antennas. These are sector antennas for Rocket Prism AC or Rocket AC. Ubiquiti already has integrated solutions for access point. For example, Light APAC is the access point and the antenna. Completed solution, integrated solution. Or Prism Station AC is the access point, ready-made, and it's just available to use. It has antenna, it has radio, it has everything. So these are access point ranges. And station ranges, you can use either of these stations. ISO station AC is the last version and the most advanced one. Light beam, nano beam, and nano station. These are very famous devices for station side. Light beam is the cheapest. ISO station is the most advanced one. Also, nano station is good to use. This one is AC. We have one nano station here, but this is N standard, not AC. Different design, different shape, but same product, 5 gigahertz. This device can be in 5 or either 2.4. It has both frequencies. Bullet is another option also. Bullet is the single chain radio. You can connect the single chain antenna, and you can use it basically for point-to-point link or as the CPE. It's a good option for CPE. The third technology line of Ubiquiti is called Unify, and Unify is all about Wi-Fi distribution. So, point-to-point, air fiber, point-to-point and point-to-multipoint products, AirMax, and now Unify is a technology name of Ubiquiti for Wi-Fi products. The wide range of Wi-Fi products is available. Indoor option, outdoor option, waterproof, non-waterproof, all available. But you may know that the most important thing in Wi-Fi technology, now, especially nowadays because there are many access points, is the controller. Wi-Fi controller. Why you need a controller? Mostly because of two reasons. First, because, for example, for a hotel, you may have 70, 80, 100 access points. But without controller, you need to configure them each separately, one by one. Access point 1, access point 2, up to 100. It takes maybe 1 month for you just to configure. It's not easy. Because in Wi-Fi distribution, you may have many access points. That's why first reason you need a controller is just for the configuration. At just one time, you can configure all of your access points. And the second reason is because of roaming. Roaming nowadays for Wi-Fi is crucial, is very important. And what it means, I'm using my phone and I'm just walking around this area. I have to get the same coverage. Otherwise, if I'm talking on phone or if I'm playing on internet, they may have some interruption. So roaming is very important, and basically because of these two reasons, because of mass configuration and roaming, you need a controller. Controller is very important, and you can use it in two ways. You can set up the controller locally in your network. You can set it up on a Windows machine, Linux machine, or whatever. Or you may like to use your controller on a cloud. You can have a cloud controller. Then that controller can manage multi-locations. You may have one hotel in Kathmandu, one hotel in Pokhara, one hotel in Nagarkot. Then if you have a cloud-based controller, you can manage the whole network just at the same time in the same controller. Also, Ubiquiti has many mobile applications, most of them compatible with controller, unified controller. So with your mobile phone, you even can manage access points, can manage your users, can get reports, and so on. So All of these features are free. Controller is free, the mobile application is free, everything is free. But Ubiquiti has a special cloud version which is not free. If you want to use their cloud without setting up by yourself, then you have to pay. But you still can use the same application either on premises, locally, or on a cloud. Different products depends on your scenario, 2.4 or 5. These are different unified products. For example, this one designed for public areas like hospital or airport or metro stations, because it comes with a speaker. The inside device is access point, the outside one is a speaker. So for public places, they even can manage their announcements. But these are advanced range of Wi-Fi product, but Ubiquiti already has enterprise, which is this one. This one is the most expensive Ubiquiti product, wireless unified product. It can support up to 1,500 clients, and it designed for public places like stadium. You know what is the problem in a stadium? In very small amount of area, in small radius, you may have 2,000 clients. So this device designed for dense areas with high population. Stadium, or maybe very high rate, high traffic airports, you still can use this one. Cambium, same as Ubiquiti, has different products for these three different scenarios: point-to-point, point-to-multipoint, Wi-Fi. For point-to-point, Cambium point-to-point products. Cambium has core products for point-to-point. I haven't added them here because those are mostly microwave products and very advanced. The topic is actually different. But ePMP, which is basically designed for point-to-multipoint, you still can use them in a point-to-point link. For example, Force 200 is designed to be as a CPE, but you still can use it in point-to-point link up to 10, 12 kilometers. Let's say even 15 kilometers. So ePMP products are available both for point-to-point and point-to-multipoint, same as Air Max products. But Cambium is advanced in some special technologies. For example, Cambium is the first company to deploy GPS synchronization. GPS synchronization is very important in point-to-multipoint networks to reduce the self-interference. Right now, Ubiquiti already has GPS synchronization, and some other platforms, some other manufacturers also have GPS synchronization. But Cambium was the first company to synchronize access points. And the main idea is just to reduce your self-interference. Because the problem is, when you have two back-to-back access points, one of them may transfer, the other one may receive. So they make interference to each other. GPS synchronization can reduce this interference. ePMP 3000 is the last version of ePMP. It's just released like a month ago. Very new one and very advanced. ePMP 3000. This is the radio, and this is the antenna designed for, sector antenna designed for that radio. Also, these are the range of CPEs. This one is ePMP Force 180, the cheapest CPE of Cambium. Also, if you want a bit more advanced CPE, you can use either of these two, Force 190 or Force 200. Another technology line of Cambium, same as Ubiquiti, is in Wi-Fi distribution. In Cambium, the technology called CN Pilot. This is CN Pilot. This is one of the CN Pilot products. This is the outdoor one. This one, Cambium says up to 500 clients, but I don't believe that. Maximum 250, 260 client you can support. Up to 200, one access point. Same as Ubiquiti, Cambium also has cloud controller. It can be installed also locally on premises in your own network, and it's completely free. Even the cloud version is free, you still can use the cloud version. And the idea of this cloud is still the same. For mass configuration and to handle the roaming as well, roaming and channel management. This is Cambium controller, which called CN Maestro. CN Maestro is Cambium controller. And these are Cambium CN Pilot devices. CN Pilot have 2-3 versions. One of them is R series, which is residential. The other one is E series, which is enterprise one and designed for outdoor environment. This is enterprise for indoor environment. This is enterprise for outdoor environment. This is waterproof, this is not waterproof. And these are for home use. The last product which I'd like to talk about is YTech. YTech, you may have some brochures at the moment. YTech specialized for PoE manufacturing. YTech produces very advanced PoE switches. As you may know, there are different standards for PoE, AF80, passive PoE, also we have some adaptive versions, 24 volt, 48 volt, and the new version is actually solar one. This one is the solar version. This device designed to power up your devices in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of desert, you still can use this switch. It means you can connect your battery directly to the switch. That's why we call it UPS, uninterruptible product, because it has the kind of UPS inside. You need to connect your battery, you need to connect your panel directly to this. It has the gateway for that. Connect your battery, connect your panel. If you have a city power, you also can connect your city power. If the city power is available, it works with city power, otherwise from the panel. So connect the battery, connect the panel, connect the city power, and just power up your devices. Devices can be cameras, can be wireless devices, can be anything. Also, if you need to extend your network to somewhere else, then it has uplink ports. You can expand your network to another place. This device designed for rural areas, for the place without stable power, for the place that you cannot provide the city power. You just need to connect your panel and battery. Depends on your calculation, you may have 7 days of power with the battery because you may need more than one batteries. By having a good calculation, you can have 1 week without any sun, without any incoming power. You can save up to 1 week. Depends on your calculation, depends on your consumption as well. Depends which device you use. If you use very HD, very high quality camera, then it may use more power. The power consumption is more. So the solar version also can be used in an indoor environment. Means the device is still solar. If you have some panels, you can connect your panels directly to the switch. You can keep your batteries inside, and you still can use it in an indoor environment. You don't need to have any incoming power. YTech is really good in terms of FTTX. You know FTTX. Fiber to the home, fiber to the building, FTTH or FTTB. This device designed for FTTX scenario because you can easily expand your network. There's a technology called reverse PoE. Means you don't need even to power up your own device. You can put this device, as you can see, there is no jack to connect the adapter. You cannot connect any adapter. Because incoming, actually there is jack, but it's here. You can use the incoming, you can borrow the power from your customer, from your end user. It means you may set up such a thing in the middle of nowhere without any power. But once the first client would connect to your network, it can power up itself. It means you borrow the power from your client. This is a technology called reverse PoE. And reverse PoE designed for FTTX projects. So you may have only one fiber cable. This is what we call it core cable or metro cable. Normally we call it metro internet, metro cable. It comes to the box. Then you may need to dispatch in different locations. For example, these are different villages. You just need to support the whole village with one core cable. Then you distribute to different villages. In each village, then you can distribute in different buildings or different regions. Also, same scenario is here. You set up this one outside, connect with the SFP, so it means between this device to this device, you have like gigabit traffic. Then you expand it to the village, for example, with 100 megabit. Also, you may have some clients here, you may have some clients here, you can expand to another, you may have some clients, and also expanding to the last location. In FTTX, you may also need to use a loop scenario because fiber loop is very common. Fiber loop, which is kind of mesh networking, you can feed the whole villages, again, just with one cable. This is what we call it CMB telecom system. Still available to use such a thing, but the cable has to be fiber only. This is a fiber technology. To expand in an outdoor environment, you may use fiber or you may use Ethernet. You still can expand it. Because, for example, one of the product is 200 meters. This is what we call it long range. Means you can have your switch here, run Ethernet cable 200 meters. At 200 meters, you can power up a camera or access point or whatever. As you may know, Ethernet cable doesn't work over 100 meters. So this one boosts the power to be able just to power up your device. Also in smart cities, WITEC is very handy product for smart cities because you may need to use different products like a solar one or long range in different situations, and you easily can expand the network from one building to another building or from one region to another region. You can have a centralized network, you can control them all your camera controllers, access point controllers, everything can be just centralized. And WITEC products are too much, I mean different products in different ranges. For example, depends on the port you need. This one is 24 volts, it comes with 8 ports. This one comes with 4 ports, this is again 8 ports. These are 24 volts, we also have 48. These are industrial versions designed for industrial environments like oil and gas or drilling fields, petrochemical companies. These are industrial versions. That's all for now. There's a question and answer break, I guess, but it will be after coffee break. I think we can have a coffee break now. Everything is ready. Just please take your time, have a small rest, then we will come back. Thank you very much.